Good morning, dear learners. How are you? I hope you all are safe and fine at home. And I truly believe that you must have gone through all the topics we have covered till date. Right? So what we are going to learn today we are going to learn a new topic. This topic is named as disorder. Now the point comes in our mind, what is disorder? See, disorder, it means something which is not arranged. Let us take an example. When you wake up early in the morning and you see that you are in a jungle. Although when you sleep, you were in a home, in your bedroom. When you wake up and you see that you are in jungle, so there is everything, dismanaged, disarrangement, lot of thought process will change, and you will be shocked that how I could be in jungle when I slept. I was there in the house. So how is it possible? It is just because there is some disarrangement of the thought process, some kind of mental disturbance you got there, right? So in the same way, disorder happens in the life of a person, in the life of an individual. Now the question comes, what is disorder? So disorder is a state of mental confusion. It may arise due to environmental factors, it may arise due to many of the reasons. It may be cognitive, it may be a genetic problem. See, genetic is related to genes transfer, the DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, etc. Transfer of DNA from a person to another person. Right? So here what we need to understand, basically in this chapter we will be able to understand 5 kinds of disorder. ADHD, Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, ODD, Obsessional Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, OCD, Obsessive Compulsive Disorder, SPD, Sensory Processing Disorder, last one, that is ASD, Autism Spectrum Disorder. When we talk about the kind of problems, that is the mental state of confusion, these things are totally related with the concept of disorder. So what is the concept of disorder? See, disorder is a problem. It's a kind of illness. It's a kind of sickness which affects someone's mind and body. What does it affect? It affects someone's mind and body. Disorders definitely define the state of mental confusion, a state of confusion or mental physical problem that interrupts normal functioning. So if the things become abnormal, if the things are not in control, if the hormonal secretions are not in control, if the thought process are not in control, it means the mental temperament is not in control. The abnormal functioning of the body, the mental confusion, the mental state of a body will disturb, then I can say that is disorder. So disorder, basically, it's an illness or a problem that affects someone's mind and body. Disorder is defined as the state of mental confusion, exactly, or a physical problem that interrupts a normal functioning of the body. Disorder, we may say it's an abnormality of the function or derangement of the function. A morbid physical or personality disorder. See, sometimes disorders are so specific, like psychiatric disorder, it means illness in the thought process, loss of mental temperament, loss of thinking power, remembering, resulting, conduct, behavior, so many things. So specifically if I talk, maybe a psychiatric disorder, sometime maybe anxiety disorder, sometime maybe personality disorder. So disorder is something that is disturbance of function, structure, or both resulting from genetic, embryonic condition. Okay, so it may related with the embryonic failure, right? So what I'm telling you, this disorder may be occurred due to exogenous factors, that is the trauma, that is the disease. Got it? So here what is the point to understand is what is the disorder. So I hope you have understood that what disorder is exactly. So it's the state of mental confusion. Mental confusion. See, all are well educated. You must have seen a student in a class, many of the students amongst. Some of them possess, some of them are very active, some of them are so dull, some of them are very impulsive, some of them are the angry ones, very angry, okay, frequently start beating and lot of things, whole sort of things. Some of them having some problems regarding their impulsivity, inattention. People, students sometimes not able to pay attention what teachers taught in the class. Why these things happen? When the mental temperament is not proper, when the mental temperament is not normal, whenever there is mental confusion, definitely the physical body is present in the class, but the child is absent with the mind in the class. So mentally he is absent, physically he or she is present in the class. In the same way, disorder says that disorder is a mental confusion which leads to abnormal functioning of the body. The symptoms of this ADHD, right? So we'll have to learn three things: ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. ODD, obsessional deficit disorder. OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. SPD, sensory processing disorder. ASD, autism spectrum disorder. When we talk, let us take a brief discussion on ADHD, ODD, OCD, SPD and ASD. Very first concept is ADHD. It is a kind of mental confusion when an individual shows the symptoms of inattention, hyperactivity, impulsivity. Next, if we talk about obsessional deficit disorder, the child play a ongoing pattern of irritable mood, angerness, jealousy, fragile, So these are the kids which are very, very, having irritable mood. They generally, beat or use bad words, curse words, and they have their energy is not properly channelized. That's why. OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Obsessive compulsive disorder is linked with compulsivity of things. It means this is a kind of mental confusion when a person wants the things from a particular place. So let us take an example. A girl named Sophia. Let us take. And she wants the pillow in the proper place. She wants the fan should be clean and proper. She wants that when she enters in the room, the things should be mopped properly. Each and everything should be in a particular place. It should not fall down anywhere. The hanky should be in such a way. Everything should be perfect. That is called OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. They again and again wash the hands, again and again clean or mop the house. Some repetitive behavior they show. SPD, any problem related with the sensory organs, 5 sense organs we have. ASD, autism spectrum disorder. So this autism spectrum disorder is linked with the group of developmental disorder. It is linked with the group of developmental disorder, right? So the person who have ADHD or the person who is having sensory processing disorder, autism spectrum disorder, obsessional deficit hyperactivity disorder, obsessional deficit disorder or obsessive compulsive disorder. When the person having autism spectrum disorder, there is lot of problems. and the problems like depression, the problems like ADD, ODD, specific learning disabilities, anxiety, tolerance problem, fragile or angry mode due to unknown reason, sensory integrated disorder. So anything can be occurred. So now let us come. We are going to talk about attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. ADHD. ADHD is linked with hyperactivity, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. The full form itself says that the person is hyperactive. The energy is not channelized, right? So what we need to understand here, let us take an example. You must have seen this kind of people who are over energized, who are very impulsive, who are not able to pay attention in the class, who are very they have loss of concentration while studying any topic even. So these kinds of students or a child, those who have a problem with their attention, impulsivity and hyperactiveness, they are come under ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So now let us come and understand this attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It is a kind of mental disorder. It means it is related to, it is a psychiatric kind of problem, it is a mental confusion, it is a brain related problem. It is the problem of the thought process. Mental confusion. The individual will be confused in his or her mental thoughts, mindset towards things, and he or she will not be able to sit for a while in a proper way. He or she will be so fragile. He or she will be very impulsive to do things. They do not have control over their thoughts. They do not have control over their emotions. The people kind of having ADHD will not be able to have control over their energy, over their work, whatever they are doing. They'll show the explosive kind of behavior. So it's a state of mental confusion. It's a brain disorder. It's an ongoing pattern of inattention. It is the ongoing pattern of inattention, impulsivity, hyperactivity. Right? So a person who is possessing inattention, it means concentration power is low concentration, okay, low learning disabilities, it means low learning ability. So people who having low learning, low concentration, low remembrance, power, forget things very easily, these kind of people come under this attention deficit disorder. So ongoing pattern of inattention, impulsivity, right? So when I am talking impulsivity, it means constant doing or performing a task. Constant performing a task. It means they need something to do. They are not sit for a while a proper way. They want to do something else. Hyperactivity. They are very hyper. They do not have control over their anger. Right? So here these students or individual having a problem with inattention, impulsivity and hyperactivity. So dear students, what I am going to tell you is a very, very important concept, that it's a kind of neurodevelopmental problem. Which kind of problem? Neurodevelopmental problem. Got it, students? Neuro, so now this word called neuro, so I should explain you in a brief manner. When neuro, see, we have a spinal cord, there are nerves, there are vertebral columns, which is connected in the back side with our brain, this spinal cord, right? From the hind brain, okay? to the hindbrain, right? So this nervous system, or what I say, neurological responses, right? So here what you need to understand is the neurodevelopmental problem. It is the response to the stimulus, right? So what is the basic concept here to study is this is the neurodevelopmental problem. Response to the stimuli. You know this ANS, automatic nervous system, central nervous system, peripheral nervous system. These are things which also affected here, right? So I hope you must have understood this point, that is the neurodevelopmental problem. It affects someone's mind and body. See now, definitely if the thought process is lost, right? Definitely if the thought process are affected, there will be some kind of response to the brain also, body also. Okay, so see, the state of mental confusion. If it is related to mind, disturbance in thought, disturbance in thought process, See, when thought process are changed, your attitude is changed, your behavior is changed. When your attitude, when your behavior, when your thought process change, there will be response, and it definitely reflects your body, reflects your body, right? So this, that is your attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, affect someone mind and body. So it's a state of mental confusion, okay, a degree which tells you that the person is not mentally stable, mentally balanced, or in a state, not in a stable state of equilibrium in the terms of mental process. Abnormality of body functioning. So when an individual has an attention deficit disorder, the functioning of the body will not be normal. See, when you have a loss of sense organs, it means the way you behave, the way you have a conduct towards an event, definitely there will be a lot of problems in the body function. Because see, these things are depends on what is the conduct, right? So if the way, if your thought process is disturbed, if the attitude is disturbed, if the behavior is disturbed, if the code of conduct is disturbed, if you do not have inattention, how will you do the task? If you have impulsive to do anything, there will be a lot of problems. If you are very hyper to do a work, then definitely the functioning of the body will affect. Got it? So now let us take an example. If an individual is assigned a task to do asanas or meditation for at least 5 minutes. Got it? This is the competition for the students. Now the individual tell me who having this ADHD will be able to do that? No. Why? Because see, in ADHD the person become inattention, having inattention, impulsive, hyperactive. Asanas and meditation, these are asanas are the slow stretching activity. Meditation is a state of super consciousness. Meditation is a state of deep sense of feeling what are you. So if the people having inattention, impulsivity, hyperactivity, how will he or she lead this meditation or accomplish any task? When you perform yoga, you want some constant pace. You want some, kind of pace in your life. You have to wait and you will have to maintain balance. But if you are going to be hyperactive, then it is not possible to do things accordingly. That is why they told you brings abnormality in the normal functioning of the body. So if I am telling that it is bringing abnormality in the normal function, definitely there will be a lot of problems in the body of an organism. Got it? Now see here what we understood, that attention hyperactivity disorder, that is ADHD, is a brain disorder. It's a state of mental confusion. It's an ongoing pattern of inattention, impulsivity, hyperactivity, a neurodevelopmental type problem which affects someone's mind and body, which not only create disturbance in the thought process, attitude, behavior, but also lead a mental confusion type and bring abnormality in the function of a body. Let us come and think about the next thing. That is, what are the detailed symptoms of it? So now what we need to think it upon? We need to think upon the symptoms. So it is clear, I think, that a person are inattentive, impulsive and hyperactive. So these kind of problems will lead a person into ADHD, that is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It means these problems, can be solved by lifestyle changing, can go for counseling, medication also need, meditation will also play a very, very important role to manage this kinds of problem. Got it, students? Let's come, students. We're going to learn the symptoms of ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It is characterized by the problem it's a problem characterized by paying attention, excessive activity, difficulty controlling behavior, controlling emotions, which is not appropriate for a person's age. Right? So according to the age of person, if someone is not able to control his behavior, thought process, etc., will definitely will be ADHD. It may occur due to genetic factors. So what we understand here is these may occur due to the genetic factors. Genetic factor means DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. It means this is maybe based on genetic factor, that is what depends on the transfer of genes from parents to child. That is from every individual is made up of the genes of both the parents, mother as well as father. So it depends on genetic factor. Mutation occurs. See, there is a genetic drift. Sometimes some allele replace or mutation occur, deleting or replacing or in genes or alleles. So mutation may occur. It also depends on the environmental factor. Which kind of environment an individual is living, which kind of is positive environment, negative environment, or what is the situation of the particular house? What is the lifestyle of the particular house? So changing lifestyle can help a lot an individual to overcome this disorder. Counseling will also help. Medication as well as meditation will help a lot this kind of people. Got it, students? So till now we have studied that attention hyperactivity disorder is a brain type, it's a brain disorder, it's a state of mental confusion when there is ongoing pattern of attention, impulsivity, hyperactivity, and it means a low concentration, low memory power and constant, doing something. It affects a person's mind and body. There is a disturbance in the thought process, attitude, as well as the behavior of a person. It affects, it's a state of mental confusion that lead to abnormality in the function of an organism. The symptoms are characterized by inattention, hyperactivity. It may occur due to a genetical factor, mutation, environmental factor. These can be corrected by the active lifestyle, counseling, etc. What it is, students? So I hope this much part is clear. Now let us come and understand the terms, that is the hyperactivity, inattention and impulsivity in detail. Got it? So here the next thing is the 3 types of symptoms that you will have to explain in board examinations, right? So the very first thing is inattention. Inattention means lack of concentration. Lack of concentration. Okay? Lack of focus. Lack of focus. Right? So here, inattention, the meaning, it means the person render off. Okay? The person will render off the task. Lack of persistence will be there. Now it means the person has difficulty to sustain focus and he or she is generally disorganized and there will be lack of comprehension. Right? So what I would like to tell here is that when the person is having inattention, it means he or she is not able to focus on the task. He or she will be wandered off. Lack of persistence, lack of focus. Got it? So has difficulty in sustaining focus, and generally you can see these kind of people who have ADHD having disorganized. It means they have no plan, no schedule, nothing else. So they are generally disorganized. Lack of comprehension. Now next point we need to keep in mind is hyperactivity. Right? So what is this? Hyperactivity. So when we talk about hyperactivity, it means it is related that it means a person seems to be move around constantly. Right? When a person moves around constantly, including the situation when he or she should not do this kind of things, that means the time is not appropriate to do that type of work or a task. But instead of doing all the things, the person is, perform actions, perform something else. Because see, hyperactivity is somehow this child, this student, this player do not have, the energy is not mobilized, the energy is not channelized, right? So in children situations, and maybe restlessness, we can say restlessness, right? So hyperactivity is a situation which makes a person seems to move around constantly doing some kind of work, which not only harm him or made his a bad attitude or bad personality among society. Got it? The next thing that you need to understand here is situation is not appropriate even though a person does a work. So it creates a bad image. Image are of two types, good image and bad image. So it's all depends on the way you do a behavior or you do a conduct, right? So thing is to understand that impulsivity of a person means hasty action, right? So what is impulsivity here? Impulsivity means a person with hasty actions that occur a moment without thinking to the long-term consequences. Although, see, these type of people do things without considering other people's. They are highly, productive, but they are, instrumentally aggressive. Aggression, the way you behave, the thought process and all. So aggression, they may show a instrumental aggression. They have high potential to beat someone, or they have a feeling to harm someone, right? They are socially instructive, right? So what we understand here in these all three things is that ADHD is a problem which occurs when a person shows attention, hyperactivity and personality. When we talk about inattention, it means these things repeated when a person has lack of persistence, lack of focus, has difficulty sustaining a focus. Each person will be disorganized and have a lack of comprehension. Got it? Hyperactivity means a person seems to be, more constantly around and in a situation when it is not appropriate to do so. Right? So this you can consider it a restlessness and people. Impulsivity, so here we have clear that impulsivity means a person make hasty actions that occur at the moment, right? These things occur at the moment when these whatever the kind of work an individual is doing is not at all good. What it is students? So long-term consequences were there not in the mind of a person by doing this kind of things. Got it? So now the question comes, what are the causes of these kind of things and what is the management? So the causes, right? Causes of ADHD. Very first cause is low birth weight. Okay? Low birth weight. Second most cause is genetic factor. Fourth cause is environmental factor. Third cause is environmental factor. Fifth cause is, the fourth one, The fourth one is embroidery failure. Right? So by this way, there is a lot of things to understand, and you know, we can also consider a fifth one like brain injury. Brain injury. This one is trauma. Now the question comes here is, what are the ways so that this can be prevented? Ways to prevent, okay, prevention, or what to say, treatment. So treatment, I'll write it here. We can use this space for that treatment, right? So for treatment, yoga, meditation, right? After meditation, what you can go for? So you can go for counseling. Next thing after counseling is medication. Medication. Right? So here I hope we all have understood what are the different things to understand here is the various things, that is inattention, hyperactivity, impulsivity. Next thing is, you know, these causes. So yoga may be a cause, genetic factor may be a cause, environmental factor may be a cause, environmental failure may be a cause. Brain injury, trauma. Treatment is you can go for yoga, you can go for meditation, you can go for, you know, counseling, you can go for medication, use of drugs. Okay? Antidepressants, so many drugs are there, right? So now what I want you guys to have your look, have your kind attention towards the thing that I'm telling you. Now close your eyes and you can you know, understand it betterly. That attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is a brain disorder, got it, marked by an ongoing pattern of inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity too. I think that interferes the functioning of ongoing pattern or development of an individual. ADHD itself, a mental disorder. And which type it is? It is a neurodevelopmental type of problem. Which type of problem? It is a neurodevelopmental type of problem. Now let us talk on the symptoms of ADHD. So let's recap, okay? Let us recapitulate. The symptoms of are characterized by the problem paying attention, extensive activity, excessive activity, difficulty of controlling behavior, attitude, or conduct a kind of work which is not appropriate towards the age of that particular individual. ADHD is of three types. It means the basic three symptoms are there in an individual, right? First thing is inattention. Got it? So inattention, as I told you, it means a person wander off the task, lack of persistence, lack of focus, lack of concentration, and has sustaining focus or disorganized. These problems are due to the defense or lack of comprehension too. Got it, students? Next thing is hyperactivity. So here let us understand what is this hyperactivity. Hyperactivity, it means a person seems to move constantly around. His energy is not sustained. Okay, so hyperactivity, it means what we can understand is that hyperactivity means the energy should be mobilized properly, the energy should be channelized properly so that the person can be made proper. This kind of people, you know, are instrumentally aggressive. Okay, they do not have control over the emotions, their thought process, etc. And basically it's a mental kind of disorder, right? Disturbance of thinking pattern, including a situation in which not appropriate and even they do so. So excessive frigid taps, they are very talkative sometimes. In adult it may be extreme, like you know, doing something or wanting something. They show restlessness while wanting something, right? And wearing others out with constant activity, they disturbs others too. So these are some problems which are associated with hyperactivity. Now if we talk about impulsivity, so impulsivity, it means it's related to the person make hasty actions that occur in a moment without first think about them. They may be highly harmful, they have harmful potential in their self, they have a desire for immediate rewards, they won't think immediate, right? They have an inability to delay gratification. An impulsive person may be socially instructive and excessively interrupted also. Make disturbance, create a great disturbance. Okay. Important decision without taking consideration is there. It's a characteristic of them. What are the causes? So if we talk about the causes, so the causes like genetic factor, the causes like brain injury, the causes like low birth weight, causes like trauma, brain disorder, embryonic failure, bad image, environmental factor, positive, negative. These are some things where we need to focus because these are definitely some problems where they are working. ADHD management recommends a vary by country and usually involved. So it's vary from country to country, but generally if we talk in different countries, it's vary the procedure and all. But if we take the things in general, the combination of counseling, the combination of lifestyle changes, medication, meditation and asanas. See, meditation and asana, these are the soul stretching activities, controllable breathing, that is the pranayama, will help us a lot to an individual to bring out their own journey, to do something innovative. This meditation and asanas will do self-rectification to a person and inner kind of soul will be originated. And regeneration, renovation, creativeness, and totally transformation of the soul, transformation of the thought process, and everything can be taken place. So I hope you must have understood this problem, that is ADHD, Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. I hope you all have understood it well. So all the best for your board exam. So what you need to do, you need to prepare this topic well